Hey, ditch! Raxo talking to you! You're not autistic! Let me show you what a severely autistic person looks like. You know, the kind of person you say you are. This woman's daughter suddenly started regressing. That means becoming a baby again. Which is pretty much how autism works. Her brain stopped developing properly and she suddenly started pissing on the floor. Before she was 2 years old, she stopped talking too. In this film, she looks to be between 5 and 7. Watch carefully, Andy. Let's see if we can tell any differences between her and you.
When the child was 18 months old, her speech, which had developed normally up to this point, regressed, and she became autistic, mute.
Look at her, Andy. To this little girl, that guy might as well not even exist. She won't look directly at him, she doesn't talk, and she's got her own thing going on in her head. This is what an autistic person who needs diapers looks like, Andy. And she looked like this almost her entire life. You started regressing in your mid to late 20s. I'm not sorry to say that's way too late for a diagnosis of autism. Your brain had already finished developing doofus. Whatever you got going on, it doesn't fit the symptoms of autism because you fell apart after growing up.
That's good. That's good. Now she's good. That's fine. Are you singing? You remember that song? Good morning to you. Do you remember that song? Good morning to you. Do you remember that? We're all in our places. Remember that, Sharon? With the sun shining faces. Remember that? Sharon? And this is the way to start a new day. You remember that? That's a sweet girl. She's a sweet girl. She can say things.
Indeed, Andy. The facts that you're nothing like her and you made it through childhood without diapers prove you are not autistic. So, if you aren't, then what are you? Well, here, have a look at another little guy with a different diagnosis. See if he reminds you of anyone.
No, I don't do anything.
These, would you like to play with these?
No, the other 20 things.
Or the other 20?
I want
Well, they're 20?
to watch. Yes. No, watch again. I want babies to go and look.
You want to look? Well, we'll find them. We'll find them.
Now.
The talking, the insistence, and entitlement sure look a lot like how you behave, Andy. A stark contrast to the autistic little girl. You see, Andy? It's quite easy to imagine the little boy soiling himself and demanding to be cleaned. The little girl, on the other hand, only cared about whatever she had on her mind. But he isn't the only example. Look at this other little boy who is also not autistic. See any similarities?
In addition, parents may complain that their children parrot speech, echolalia, and that they condense or invent words.
Word condensing, another thing you're quite famous for, Andy Pants. Thus your almost trademarked expression. Your "you sin me." The word abusing is condensed, and both the first and last letters are left out.
Also be sure to notice how this little guy is going to ask the doctor to do almost everything for him. Much like you do, Andy.
I do like you. What does
I like you.
Bi-stu mean?
I like you, too. Bi-stu, puppy-stu.
All right. Why don't they spell Bi-stu, puppy-stu? Spell it.
Spell Bi-stu, puppy-stu.
Spell it.
It's pretty hard. I don't know. What does it mean?
Oh, I'll cut it out. You cut out those rabbits. Will you cut it out?
Will you make some here, and then I can cut them out?
No, you cut it
There
out.
with this.
There's no, if there was room.
Yes, fella.
These two little guys were diagnosed with something different than autism. Something you yourself have been diagnosed with a few times. Care to guess what it is? If you said schizophrenia, you're right on target. Do you know why they showed a severely autistic girl in a film about diagnosing schizophrenia? Because doctors have to make sure they don't diagnose autistics as schizos and vice versa, because the disorders can appear very similar. However, the defining differences are the communication issue and lack of acknowledging other humans. As you can see, the two schizo boys were quite the little chatterboxes. While they didn't make eye contact much, they certainly acknowledged the doctor was there. Just like you, Andy. So there you have it, Andy. Your doctors say you're a schizo for a reason, because your symptoms do not match autism. At least not the severity you claim to have. Have a good one, Andy. And don't forget, you have active warrants in Ohio and New York. Plus, in Ohio, you owe several $100s. Those issues are bound to catch up with you at some point.